Hey, what's going on, guys? Alec back here with a highly requested part 2 of the 10,000 guitar, God, not 10,000. God, it's been so long since I've spoken to a camera just without there being a live stream. I'm sorry. Anyway, this has been a highly requested sequel. This is my $10,000 Guitar Hero guitar collection video. I believe where we left off was... I know you guys are looking at this one. I know you guys are looking at this one right here. So, hey, we could start with that. But first, a message from our sponsor for this video. Hey, everyone, this video is brought to you by the wonderful people over at The Ridge. And happening from right now until December 22nd, you will be able to save up to 40% off the next purchase at ridge.com. You can get the best offer with my link right here on the screen, ridge.com/Acai. That's right, you could save up to 40% using ridge.com/Acai. Save on the original Ridge wallet with its robust design, fitting up to 12 cards and some cash in the back, and RFID blocking technology. The key case, where you can organize your keys switchblade style, so you can save yourself time jumbling through all of those keys. And also introducing a new product by Ridge called the Land and Sea. And as you can see here, the packaging is fantastic. And when you open it up, you can see the Land and Sea's premium design, coming with both standard and GMT bezels. And it also comes with a rubber strap by default or a metal bracelet if you want to switch that out. And as included with the box, there are both different types of bezels. This one right here is a dual color 24-hour. This one right here is the solid blue with the compass. So once again, shout out to Ridge for sending me this watch to show you guys. Please do go check this out with my link down below. Once again, ridge.com/Acai for up to 40% off until December 22nd. Now let's continue on with the video. All right, so this monster right here, I was actually going to have a whole dedicated video to this, but if you don't know what this is the BC Rich War Beast guitar. But you're probably wondering what this button right here is and why is there a cord coming out of it. Well, let me just back up really quick and just give you the rundown, the history of this guitar really fast. So this was a third-party PlayStation 2/PlayStation 3 guitar that was released around 2008, shortly after the release of Guitar Hero World Tour. It may have been a bit earlier than that, but I vividly remember a video of Guitar Hero Phenom playing some like GH3 DLC with it. I think it was the God of War DLC song, and F-sing it with this War Beast. If you're wondering what the frets feel like, they are Rock Band frets. If you've ever played it on the Rock Band guitars, they are clacky. They're pretty easy to slide on. These ones are cut a bit loose because shout out to my man Bormo Time, who I bought this off of. I got into contact with him and he was like, yo, you want to do this? And I was like, abso-fucking-lutely, I will. This doesn't work with any consoles as far as I'm concerned, but I could look into how it was coded on the Arduino that's within this guitar, and maybe I could get it to work on my modded Xbox 360 or my PlayStation 4. These buttons up here work, and same with the solo buttons up here. It is a pretty badass shape. I believe this is a full-sized replica of the BC Rich War Beast, but I could be completely wrong. The War Beast probably is a lot bigger than this, but I'm not a big guy. I'm not a big guy at all, so this thing looks like a monster on me. But as far as like the feeling goes, the whammy bar is pretty decent. Just think of like a long Les Paul whammy bar, and same as the strum bar right here, which also clicks. It's not a Rock Band strum bar. It's basically like a long Les Paul, and then you got your Star Power select palm button right here, a la the World Tour guitars. And then this big arcade button right here is it's just a regular arcade button. I believe it's a clicky mechanical switch, but this is my start button right here because I believe the other menu buttons are completely taken out, just mostly because the internals of this guitar were stripped and they couldn't work with the Arduino that's within. This is also an effects switch. I'm assuming that this was because it was coded as a Rock Band guitar. You could switch it off, and in Rock Band games, you can get like the different types of sound effects in the solos, and when you activate overdrive, so like you can get like the wah-wah effect, the echo effect. You know how it goes if you've ever played with a Rock Band guitar. But yeah, this is the War Beast. I like this thing. This thing is pretty funny. I'll probably use it for upcoming, just chill out Clone Hero streams. Probably use it again, but I meant to make a whole video on this, but like early on, like the middle of this year, my like drive for content creation on YouTube specifically was like pretty much at an all-time low, but now I'm coming back and I kind of have a lot more ideas, and I'm really excited to be posting on here, you know, frequently again, and not just going, you know, 1-2 weeks without posting and then coming back with some mid-ass video. No, I'm trying to make I'm trying to keep this thing, I'm trying to keep these things high quality, you know what I mean? Make the experience good for absolutely everybody. And that's why I appreciate you guys. But yeah, this is the War Beast. Shout out to Bormo Time for making this up for me. And, yeah. No. Oh, it was made by these guys named Dream Gear. That's who it was for. Oh, not 8 batteries, but it currently accepts 4 batteries. So if you ever get a real War Beast, then yeah, you're gonna need 4 batteries to power this bitch up. Jesus Christ. Also, another custom guitar. This is one that was done for me so graciously by Williams 1476 or Super Ryan. As you guys may know if you've ever bought off of him. But this is a it uses the body of a PlayStation 3 Les Paul, but it is also wired, so there's an Arduino within this guy. Low latency, ultra low latency, mechanical frets. Travel distance is it's not too bad. I like the travel distance on here. The frets rock a little bit, but you know, as far as like, you know, fairly casual play goes, and you know, playing online with the homies and just doing some like slightly sweaty stuff, maybe even more like Guitar Hero 2 even, or Guitar Hero 1, tighter engines, Rock Band games. This feels pretty good. This one's PC only. This strum bar is stock, or actually I think the switches are a little bit different, but the shape of the strum bar is stock. The whammy bar feels pretty good. And then this button right here, I will show you what it does in a second. Let me go ahead and plug it in. See right here, Super Ryan wrote his own like software for the guitar so that whenever you press the buttons, they would light up. And so I have it set to a profile where all of them are just kind of in a rainbow RGB gamer mode. But that's when you press the PlayStation button right here, and it goes into programming mode, and it goes through, I think it's like 5 or 6, maybe 6 or 7 different types of settings. But you can set whatever order of buttons you want in whatever color you'd like. So if I want to have like, I don't know, let's do... Oh, we'll do the original. We'll do the original 5. Yeah, there you go. There's the original 5 right there. As when I press all the buttons, when I press any of the buttons at any given time, lights up. Fantastic. Go check out Super Ryan or at Williams1476 on Twitter. He very graciously hooked me up with this guitar because he was changing up. He's actually been making these Arduino guitars since even before the pandemic. So this man was like way ahead of the game. But this is a Rock Band 4 Stratocaster for Xbox One. Probably one of the more expensive guitars that you will find nowadays because 1, they're not in production anymore. 2, this is the only 5-fret guitar that will work with, you know, Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, Xbox your mom's car keys. I believe I found this one in a Facebook Marketplace listing where somebody who was in an office building stopped paying their rent. And a couple months went by and, you know, they ended up owning what was in there. So originally I went in just kind of looking around because I saw that they were advertising like video game stuff, because I think I saw some like the Elgato green screen. I saw like a gaming PC that was chilling there, a couple more peripherals and whatnot. But then I saw in the corner there was a Rock Band 4 Strat just sitting in the corner. I got away with it for like $20. I got away with it for like $20, and I look online. You look for an Xbox One Stratocaster Rock Band 4. These things probably go for a minimum of $199, which is disgusting. But, you know, if you're on the current gen of consoles or whatever and you want to play Rock Band 4, that's unfortunately the price that you got to pay. I don't believe Xbox One guitars have been cracked yet. I think the priority more lays on, you know, the PC side of things, and making sure that it also works with the older generation. But new generation, I believe it would be like cracking gold, you know, if you're able to get a custom controller working on Xbox One. I think it was like more so controller layered security, shit like that. But yeah, I also got this like custom pick guard that I found on eBay. And it was like a crimson red one. I think it looks pretty sick with this Stratocaster. I like it a lot. This guitar is not bad. I like the way that this guitar feels. I believe I've gotten like a fair share of pretty good FCs on this thing. 17 on Rock Band 4. You can also like 2-finger rake on it too. I got this to work on Clone Hero with the Xbox One wireless receiver. FC'd like Raining Blood 125 with it, or 135. It was crazy. All right, so now an update to one of my guitars. This is my kiosk Les Paul that you remember from the last video. Previously, it was unmodified, but now I actually have some really, really awesome upgrades to this thing. So one, this is still an Xbox 360 guitar. Still, like this will work on any Xbox 360, which is really cool and really awesome. But really, all the tune-ups were on the inside. I guess really on the outside too. But this strum bar right here is entirely custom. This was done by 760 Creations. He does not do send-ins, but he is a very good friend of mine, and you know, he did me a favor when I was like, dude, this guitar really needs a tune-up, and I would seriously appreciate it if for Xbox 360 I could get some mechanical frets. And I'll tell you right now, these are probably some of the best mechanical frets I have ever used. I know we talked about the Destroyers back like almost a year ago, 2 years ago at this point. I've had the Destroyer, and seriously, it has come such a long way since that initial Destroyer, because man, this feels like a dream, man. The travel distance is even lower than before, and like I'm like pressing it down, and you see how far that travels? That doesn't travel far whatsoever. But this is hands down the best console guitar I have ever used. The best Xbox 360 guitar that I've ever used. I wish all my 360 guitars had these mech frets, but nonetheless, you know, I've gotten my fair share of like disgusting FCs with this thing already. So yeah, shout out to my man JP, 760creations.com. Go check out his stock. Highly recommend everything that he makes. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the dude spliced in a 10-foot wire for this thing. It's 10 feet. It's 10 feet. It's still wired. It's a kiosk Les Paul that's 10 feet. Like, you can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up. There's no breakaway cable either. So, I lucked out. I'm very lucky. I'm extremely lucky. Thank you, JP. All right, so this one is a custom Explorer. Doesn't look like a custom Explorer, but if you look closely, there's actually a custom strum bar on top of it. You can tell by the 3D printed strum bar. It feels fantastic, and if you hear it, oh god, it sounds so good. When I just play on this casually, everyone on stream is like, dude, that sounds so crisp. That strum bar sound, Craigasm, you know, like, it sounds so good when it's in action. And I could still like two-finger rake on it if I want to. It's a 1-1. I don't give a shit about these like broken ass strum bars trying to rake Uber song strumming or whatever. It just feels nice. I like the way that it feels. You know, just like casual playing, and then like if I want to play, you know, fairly fast strumming, you know, that's what's up. And then the frets are stock here. You know, these are silicone, so if I want to do some like really fast, ridiculous, you know, sliding, you know, that's what the kids do nowadays. If I want to do funny sliding on Supernovae Solo F, then I can absolutely get away with that. If I want to quad spam triplet descendings, then yeah, I can get away with that fairly easily with this. It's nice. The internals of this thing is an Arduino, but I believe all the buttons still work here. I think this guide button still works. The D-pad, all 4 directions work. Back and start also work as well. I just think there's no tilt. And also a very nice super duper long cable, courtesy of JP. Shout out 760 Productions once again. And right here I have another Explorer. This one is also souped up. The strum bar is also a custom one. Feels great. Sounds pretty incredible. All the buttons right here work. Only difference with this one is that this has mechanical frets. See, you hear that? Yeah, Arduino, it feels fantastic. Thank you, JP. This one, I believe, was a broken Explorer that I had asked him to be like, yo, hey, if you could take care of this one, I will give you like 2 or 3 guitars that I have laying around. And so yeah, he took care of this one for me, so thank you, JP, once again. Mechanical fret Explorer, I love this thing. This one's awesome on console. I really like the way the mechanical frets feel when I'm playing. You know, even if I'm playing Guitar Hero 3 on Xbox 360, I absolutely love the way that it feels. But I think for me, it's Guitar Hero 2 on 360 that just like, oh god. It's so sick. This guitar is so sick, man. I love it. Definitely got to use this one more. I have one more upgrade that I want to show you guys. And yes, that's right. The Acai tar got updated. Yes, entirely. You see that new strum bar? You see these new start and select buttons? Shout out to Samurai Customs for these. See the new whammy bar? It's all clean. This is the Ship of Theseus, the fucking guitar, man. The only thing that's remaining that's original about this guitar is the body, and I want to say, yeah, and the faceplate. That's it. Then the whole ass neck had to get replaced. The insides are completely wiped. Whammy bar, I believe, is... Oh, I think the whammy bar is still one that is still part of the original. But yeah, Ship of Theseus, the guitar. This now has mechanical frets inside of it, which feel fantastic. The travel distance is, it's a little bit, the travel distance goes a little bit low, but I like it the way that it is for what I do. I like it a lot. I play this one pretty much all the time. The strum bar feels amazing. It's awesome. 1-1 as well. Yeah, no, this guitar got fully upgraded. I use this one like 99% of the time. It feels great on Guitar Hero 1. I've been playing a lot of Guitar Hero 1 lately. You can go check that out on the More Acai channel. And Guitar Hero 2, it also is fucking amazing. But then, you know, Clone Hero V1 just dropped, which I'll have a video on that this week, talking about that. And I've been using it to play, you know, just chilling out online with homies and viewers, and just, it's great. It's awesome. I really, really love this thing. JP actually fixed this up, like, at a meetup that we had 2 months ago, almost at this point. And he just, like, fixed it up for me, and I got to watch him do, you know, a good amount of the process in real time. And thank you, JP, again, for the help. All right, so I have a couple of guitars here, you know, that I have yet to do anything with. I have yet to actually play them, but these were, I think this one I bought off of eBay for, like, $30 this year. And I definitely had the intentions to, like, try and wire it up myself so that it can work on PC and be wired. But you're probably wondering what these guitars even are. Okay, so this is the Gretsch from the Beatles rock band. So the George Harrison guitar, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the one that was marketed towards, yeah, this is George Harrison's guitar. But yeah, this is the Gretsch. It's, you know, this one was Xbox 360. This one was gifted to me at that meetup by another homie of mine. But yeah, I could probably use this one right away if I wanted to. But you know, it feels super greasy and gross, and I really have to clean it up. But God only knows what these could actually go for nowadays. I don't know exactly how much they went for back in 2009. I want to say maybe these were $100 each. But maybe these would have gone for like $149 USD each. But I have two of these, and I can't leave now. You know what? I don't think I talked about this one. I just skimmed through that whole first video. I did not talk about this whatsoever. I ended the video with the Power Gig guitar, and somehow I did not talk about the Rock Band 3 Mustang. So when Rock Band 3 came out in 2010, they wanted to go for this, like, learn an instrument type thing, because that's what harmonics is about. You know, like, they had the Pro drums, they had Pro keys, and also introducing the Pro guitar. There was like I think there's like 127 buttons on here. So as you can see right here, it's not strings that you're pressing down with your left hand. For all the 6 strings, for each fret, there are 6 buttons. It's crazy. So there's me forming a G chord. I'm pressing 4 buttons. If you want to do bar, you don't want to do bar chords, there's the bar version of a G. Like, it's wild. Like, and the buttons, like, they don't feel bad or anything. It's super jarring at first. And once you get down here, it only goes up to 17 frets. Once you get down here, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't even want to know what, you know, #1 pro guitarist Pinky Milo even thinks about using this thing. But yeah, and these right here, these are all strummable strings. I'm fairly certain that these cannot break, because they don't even really feel like real guitar strings. You can pull and, like, you can yank on this forever, and it'll never actually break. But yeah, I don't know. Don't test me. That's not a challenge to you guys, but what I'm saying is that it really doesn't feel like they're gonna break. But if you also want to use this on your PC, it is an entire ass MIDI guitar. So if you have a MIDI out to USB, if by any means you wanted to use this on your PC, you could actually do it. Yeah, this one was for Xbox 360. I don't know if they did different colors for this. I believe they probably did in, like, a special edition type way. But There was also a real guitar counterpart to this called the Fender Squire, and that one you could just use by itself on an amp, and you could use it with the MIDI Pro adapter. So that one was pretty cool. I don't know if I could get my hands on one. It would be cool to have, but I feel like they would go like for a fortune nowadays. This thing, I believe, uses 3 or 4 batteries. No, this uses 3 batteries. Okay. And there's this little nifty button on the back where you could detach the neck. Tactical reload. Fuck. Yeah, maybe I might do a stream of this one day. Maybe. I wouldn't really consider myself a decent guitarist, but oh, could be fun on Rock Band 3. Who knows? This one right here. This one is looking nice. Now, the last time I did one of these videos, I did have a segment where I was talking about the rare guitars that I have. So, if you remember, when this game was in its heyday, you know, you would go to Walmart, you would go to Best Buy, you would go to, like, any retailer or something, and they would have these games set up at a kiosk so that, you know, the public could just walk up, try out a song if they wanted to. This is one of those guitars that they would have used. So, this is not a custom cable or anything. This is, like, what they actually used to make sure that, you know, their guitars wouldn't break in the store while the general public was using them. This Rock Band 2 sticker was also, you know, just chilling on the guitar as well. It feels like this one was barely used at the store. I got this for about $76 back in 2019. I got really lucky getting this one. I had to snipe it really quick, but it feels good. I'm not a big Strat guy. This is just kind of, you know, something that I would have just hanging up on the wall, and you'd be like, hey, I got a Rock Band 2 kiosk Strat. Haha, it looks cool. But yeah, I'm a big fan of how the I'm a really big fan of how the cable actually looks and how it works. But yeah, you can see right here. Oh, interesting. It says Guitar Hero kiosk demo guitar. Please call 87741 kiosk for repair or replacement. Do not call that number. If any of you guys over at the repair company, you know, if anyone says they're me, it's not me. I wouldn't call you. All right, this one's kind of a relic. This one is the Rock Band 1 Strat that I got way back in 2018. Early 2018, I did an IRL stream. When that category dropped, I went live on my phone. I drove to Goodwill, found a guitar, came back home, hit Solus 4 Machinations A with it, and called it a day. This guitar feels like shit. It's definitely worn out. The strum bar is not stock. This is using a Byte Art Strum Fix Plus, but this is a very old Strum Fix Plus, and the strum bar feels fucking terrible. I'm not doing this. Whatever I'm doing right now, this would not register a strum in the game. Now, doing this would register a strum in the game, but doing this, no. That's how bad the strum bar is, and the solo buttons are completely out because, 1, they were not working properly, 2, I ended up losing one, so I just took out all of them. Also because, like, if I went up to tap, then they would activate, and it was really fucking annoying. Oh, but why don't you just use the solo notes to tap anyway? It doesn't work like that. Input overlap is a thing that exists, and basically I would have to make sure that I'm not touching anything up here whatsoever in order for me to get good taps in with the solo buttons. It's really not as easy as it looks, so that's why I prefer, like, tapping in general, not to be with solo buttons. Just all on the same 5 frets, but hey, what do I know? Now, for the finale of the guitar collection, for now at least, a Guitar Hero arcade guitar. Yes, a Guitar Hero arcade guitar. I bought one of these in 2017. This is a fully working guitar. Everything works on this thing. Absolutely everything works. I was looking on eBay. I was looking for kiosk guitars, as I did back in the day. And someone in Las Vegas, at a Las Vegas pawn shop, was selling a broken Guitar Hero arcade guitar for $70. $69.99. And I was living in California at the time, so the shipping wasn't anything at all. It was maybe like $15 max. I don't even know how shipping cost $15 back then for this thing. This thing is a behemoth. This thing is a fucking monster. As you can see, I still have not taken off the zip tie for the strap, but this thing works, man. Like, the strum bar is awful. You want to hear what the strum bar sounds like? It's not great. It's not great. These things were like industrially built. This was built so that even the biggest dude ever could punch the shit out of the strum bar and it would still work for like probably another couple of months. But this is probably my favorite guitar that I own out of every single one, because why would anyone have a Guitar Hero arcade guitar? And who else but me? Am I right? These things used to retail for $3.99. I believe they're $3.99 on the Raw Thrills website back when they had excess stock of these. It was like $300, $400. I wish I had a screen cap of that, but, you know, believe me, these things were built to last. And it looks like these were like pretty beat up. You can see there's a whole bunch of scratches on the thing. It doesn't look well kept at all. And the reason why they said it was broken is because the cable is super frayed right here. And so they didn't have a way of testing this. They just took one look at the frayed cable and like, oh, $69.99. Fuck it, let's put it on eBay. And so I sniped that shit. They sent it to me. I plug it in, it works. And it works as a regular X input guitar, I think. It shows up as Raw Thrills X input. But I could throw this on Clone Hero and map the buttons just fine. As you can tell, there's no whammy bar in here. But there is a tilt sensor, and so the tilt sensor, I have it act as as my whammy, and then I use like my foot pedal to activate star power. Or yeah, you know, it's great. It's great. These buttons feel terrible. I don't like the way that they feel at all. They're silicone. They feel worse than most console guitars. I do want to say that this controller probably pulls a little bit faster than your average Xbox 360 guitar. Basically, that just means it's a lot more responsive than the average Xbox 360 guitar, specifically, you know, like the wireless ones. But yeah, it being wired and it being like arcade grade, it feels pretty nice. It feels pretty nice for an arcade environment. I'm actually surprised that, you know, Guitar Hero Arcade ended up being a thing. Even though Guitar Hero Arcade is just a heavily modified version of Guitar Hero 3 PC. I'm not even kidding. They just straight up use a Windows XP computer inside of those Guitar Hero arcades. It's a Dell Optiplex with like a GT660 or a GT6600, I believe. But yeah, this is probably my favorite addition to the collection, and these would probably go for a lot more now that, you know, these are just kind of relics of the past. And there's still tons of these guitars all over the country alongside with the Guitar Hero arcades. I wish I could get myself an arcade cabinet, but those are soaring in prices right now because it is 2022, and these are still a big hit. You know, it seems like people still like, you know, if they see this at like a movie theater, or they see this at like a Round One or whatever, or Dave & Buster's or GameWorks, if that shit is still around, people will probably still, you know, play a couple of songs in here and be like, man, I miss Guitar Hero. Bitch, it's always been here. I'm just kidding. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Thank you for Ridge for sponsoring this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the part 2 of the Guitar Hero guitar collection. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day, you guys.